Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay lean and energetic well into their 70s, while others struggle with stubborn weight no matter how carefully they eat? It might surprise you to learn that the answer isn't always about eating less or exercising harder. In fact, researchers have spent years studying the eating habits of people living in some of the world's longest-lived communities, and one small ingredient keeps appearing in their traditional diets. It's inexpensive, easy to find, and so tiny that most people overlook it without a second thought. Here's what's even more interesting. Many older adults believe that once they reach their 50s or 60s, stubborn body fat is simply something they have to accept. After all, metabolism slows down, hormones change, and daily activity often decreases. But research suggests that while aging does affect the body, your everyday food choices can still make a meaningful difference. Sometimes it's the smallest habits, not the biggest ones, that quietly shape your health over time. One traditional Japanese seed has attracted growing attention because of its impressive combination of fiber, healthy fats, antioxidants, and minerals. No, it isn't a miracle food, and it certainly won't melt away fat overnight. But when it's included as part of a balanced lifestyle, many experts believe it may help support fullness, steady energy, heart health, and healthy weight management. And there's one particular way many people enjoy this seed that might surprise you. We'll get to that a little later, because understanding why it works is just as important as knowing how to use it. If you've been frustrated by slow progress, low energy, or those extra pounds that seem determined to stay around your waist, you're certainly not alone. Millions of adults over 50 share the same challenge. The encouraging news is that your body is still capable of positive change. It simply responds differently than it did 20 or 30 years ago. As we grow older, our muscles naturally become smaller if we don't use them regularly. Since muscle burns more calories than fat, losing muscle can gradually slow the number of calories your body uses each day. At the same time, changing hormones, poorer sleep, stress, and certain medications may all influence appetite and weight. That's why strategies that worked in your 30s often feel disappointing decades later. Instead of chasing quick fixes, many health professionals now encourage something much more sustainable. They recommend building small, daily habits that work together over time. Those habits include eating more fiber, choosing healthier fats, staying active, sleeping well, drinking enough water, and filling your meals with nutrient-rich foods. That's exactly where this traditional Japanese seed begins to fit into the picture. Today, you'll discover what makes this tiny food so special, why it has become popular among people interested in healthy aging, and how you can realistically include it in your own routine. You'll also learn about common mistakes that may prevent people from getting the most benefit, along with simple habits that can make a noticeable difference over weeks and months, not overnight. Most importantly, we'll separate fact from fiction. There's plenty of exaggerated advice online promising dramatic weight loss from a single ingredient. Real health doesn't work that way, and neither does lasting weight management. Instead, we'll focus on practical, research-informed ideas that respect how the body actually works. Be sure to stay with us because one of the easiest changes comes near the end, and many people overlook it completely, even though it may help support every healthy habit you'll hear about today. When people hear the phrase Japanese seed, they're often surprised to discover we're talking about sesame seeds. These tiny seeds have been part of Japanese cooking for centuries, appearing in everything from vegetable dishes and soups to rice, salads, and homemade seasonings. Although they're small, sesame seeds are packed with nutrients that can support overall health. Just one small serving contains dietary fiber, plant-based protein, healthy unsaturated fats, calcium, magnesium, iron, and natural compounds called lignans. Researchers have been especially interested in these lignans because they appear to have antioxidant properties that help protect cells from everyday wear and tear caused by normal metabolism. But here's something many people never realize. the healthy fats in sesame seeds don't automatically lead to weight gain when eaten in reasonable portions. In fact, foods that contain healthy fats and fiber often help people feel satisfied for longer. That feeling of fullness may reduce the temptation to snack on highly processed foods between meals. Think about the last time you ate a sugary snack. Maybe you felt energized for a short while, only to become hungry again an hour later. Now compare that with a meal containing fiber, protein, and healthy fats. The difference is often remarkable. Your energy stays steadier, and you're less likely to reach for another snack before your next meal. One retired teacher named Linda experienced exactly this. After turning 68, she noticed that afternoon cravings had become one of her biggest obstacles. She wasn't eating enormous meals, but she found herself reaching for cookies or chips nearly every afternoon. After speaking with her healthcare provider and making several gradual dietary changes, including sprinkling a small amount of toasted sesame seeds over yogurt, vegetables, and salads, she found herself feeling satisfied for longer. She also started walking after dinner a few evenings each week. The sesame seeds weren't the magic answer. The real improvement came from combining several healthy habits that supported each other. Over a few months, Linda noticed that making healthier food choices became easier because she wasn't constantly battling hunger. That simple lesson is something many people overlook. No single food changes your life, but one smart choice often makes the next smart choice a little easier. And that's where the real progress begins. One reason sesame seeds have earned so much attention is that they support something many adults over 50 don't think about often enough: digestive health. And while digestion may not sound exciting, it plays a surprisingly important role in how energetic you feel throughout the day. Your digestive system does much more than break down food. It's responsible for absorbing nutrients, supporting your immune system, and helping regulate feelings of hunger and fullness. When digestion isn't working well, you may feel bloated, sluggish, or hungry even after eating enough. The fiber found in sesame seeds can help support regular digestion when combined with plenty of water and a balanced diet. Fiber adds bulk to food as it moves through the digestive tract, which may help promote regular bowel movements. It also slows digestion just enough to help you feel satisfied longer after meals. Have you ever noticed that some breakfasts leave you hungry before lunchtime, while others keep you comfortable for hours? That's often because meals rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats digest more slowly than highly processed foods. Of course, more isn't always better. Some people hear about the benefits of fiber and suddenly double or triple the amount they eat overnight. That can lead to gas, bloating, or stomach discomfort. Instead, many dietitians recommend increasing fiber gradually while drinking enough water throughout the day. Think of your digestive system like a garden. Healthy foods provide the nourishment, but water helps everything grow and function properly. Without enough water, even healthy foods can't do their best work. Researchers also continue studying how fiber-rich foods support the trillions of beneficial bacteria living inside the gut. These bacteria influence far more than digestion. They may also play a role in metabolism, inflammation, immune function, and even mood. While scientists are still learning exactly how these connections work, one thing remains clear. Regularly eating a variety of fiber-containing foods appears to support better overall health. That doesn't mean sesame seeds should replace fruits, vegetables, beans, or whole grains. Instead, they become another small piece of a much larger picture. And speaking of the bigger picture, there's another reason these tiny seeds deserve attention that has nothing to do with calories. Many people trying to lose weight focus almost entirely on what the scale says. But healthy aging is about much more than body weight. Maintaining strong muscles, healthy bones, and a healthy heart often matters even more. Sesame seeds naturally contain minerals like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, copper, and zinc. These nutrients help support normal muscle function, bone health, and many everyday processes inside the body. For adults over 50, bone health becomes increasingly important because bones naturally lose density with age. While sesame seeds alone won't prevent bone loss, including mineral-rich foods as part of a balanced eating pattern may help support long-term skeletal health. Magnesium deserves special attention. Many Americans don't consume enough of it, yet this mineral is involved in hundreds of chemical reactions throughout the body. It helps muscles contract normally, supports nerve function, and contributes to healthy energy production. It's amazing to think that nutrients measured in tiny amounts can influence so many different systems. But here's something that often surprises people. Even the healthiest foods won't help much if they're always competing with highly processed snacks filled with added sugar, excess sodium, and refined carbohydrates. Improving your health isn't only about adding nutritious foods. Sometimes it's also about gently replacing less nutritious choices. Imagine adding a sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds over steamed vegetables instead of pouring on a heavy, creamy sauce. Or topping plain Greek yogurt with sesame seeds and fresh berries instead of eating a sugary pastry for breakfast. These small substitutions don't feel overwhelming, yet repeated day after day, they begin adding up. One 72-year-old grandfather named Robert learned this firsthand. After retiring, he found himself spending more time sitting and snacking than he realized. His doctor didn't tell him to follow an extreme diet. Instead, they discussed making realistic improvements he could maintain for years. Robert started walking 20 minutes after breakfast most mornings. He added more vegetables to lunch, switched sugary snacks for fruit several afternoons each week, and began using sesame seeds as a crunchy topping on salads and cooked vegetables. Nothing dramatic happened during the first week, or the second, but after several months, Robert noticed his clothes fitting more comfortably. His afternoon energy improved, and he felt more motivated to stay active because everyday movement became easier. His success wasn't built on perfection. It was built on consistency. That's an encouraging reminder for anyone feeling discouraged by slow progress. Healthy habits often work quietly in the background before their benefits become noticeable. If you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We share practical health tips every week to help you stay active, independent, and healthy. Now here's a question many viewers ask. What's the best way to eat sesame seeds? Some people enjoy them lightly toasted over vegetables, soups, or brown rice. Others stir them into oatmeal, sprinkle them on salads, or blend tahini, made from ground sesame seeds, into homemade dressings or dips. Lightly toasting the seeds can enhance their nutty flavor, making them easier to enjoy without adding unhealthy ingredients. Just be careful not to burn them, since excessive heat can affect both taste and nutritional quality. Portion size matters too. Because sesame seeds contain healthy fats, they're naturally calorie-dense. A small sprinkle is often enough to add flavor and nutrition without adding excessive calories. And if you have a known sesame allergy, it's essential to avoid them completely, and speak with your healthcare provider about safe alternatives. There's another point that's even more important than how you eat sesame seeds, and it has to do with timing and the healthy daily habits that work alongside them. Surprisingly, this is the area where many people see the greatest long-term difference, and we'll explore that next.